Yeah, man. Welcome back once again, YouTube. It's your boy Alfred, and welcome back once again. And today's topic, we're going to delve on encouraging you guys to evaluate yourselves, obviously mentally and physically, and assess yourself periodically, right? Evaluate yourself and assess yourself now and then. Now, what do I mean? As we go through our daily grind, day-to-day work, we tend to go through things, right, that stress us, things that get us anxious, things that may be negative to us physically and mentally, right? So we tend, especially men, we tend to take these kind of things like stress. Sometimes we feel fatigue, but at times, man, there could be something. There could be something that's really bothering us, right? Now, this is besides going for medical check. I mean, everyone should be going for medical check. Then, but this is more of assessing yourself, like how far or what has happened within a period of time, right? Like maybe on a monthly basis, or after a year or so. How do you feel, or how are you mentally? What is your mental state? You need to be able to assess that on your own. Yeah, I know there's psychologists out there, there's psychiatrists that you can go and see, right? But at times, before you even go and see, while you're seeing such people, you have to know what really is the underlying problem that usually bothers you, right? Both psychological and physical. This is why I'm all about doing what is best for us psychologically and physically, right? Our mental state and our physical state. And the whole point of this video, today's video, right, is that it's very important that we assess ourselves. You can do this by journaling, right, and then reading your thoughts, like maybe last week's thoughts. Why were you thinking that way? Why did you have such thoughts? Why were you having positive thoughts? Why were you having negative thoughts? You assess your mindset. It's very important because you get to know how you think and where you can best improve on whatever state that you have to. You may get to know what bothers you, right? Kind of being like your own psychologist, right? It's very important. Though this is not substitute, shouldn't be a substitute for proper psychologist, right? But at times, we're too busy as man, or we just can't handle going to a psychologist because of our own thought process at the moment, right? But if that's the case, and you know that there are certain things that bother you, certain things that stress you out, it's best to try and assess yourself, right? Of course, you can. There are plenty of things that distress us, things that, like I usually talk about, or of meditating and all that. However, that's totally different, right? When you're meditating, you're just trying to take control of whatever probably stresses you, right, or gets you anxious, or it's just something that bothers you, right? But when you assess yourself, you're getting to the root of things, right? You're trying to see how you can best tackle a problem that occurs and disturbs you, especially mentally, in this case, right? So assessing yourself, doing this in a periodic time frame, right, whereby you do it a certain time, after a certain period, will greatly improve your mental state, because you get to learn how your thought process goes. You get to learn what are the things that make you think a certain way. You get to learn what are the things that trigger you. So then now you have something to work with, right? So even if you decide to go to a psychologist, it becomes much easier to explain to that psychologist what he or she can work with, right? So assessing yourself mentally. Now physically, obviously you'll have to go first for a physical checkup, right? Obviously, seeing a physiologist or whatever, or just a general doctor, right? Check what's wrong with you, right? Sometimes you may be overweight. You may think that you're not, but you may be overweight. You may have a certain ailment or something. But after that assessment, and you find out that, hey, listen, there's really nothing wrong with you. You're just every vital thing in your system is working. Don't stop there. Don't stop by going to the doctor, right? Assess yourself. Look at where you think you can improve. Look at yourself in the mirror. Don't be afraid to look at yourself in the mirror. You should be doing that regularly, right? So that you know that if you see any changes or anything that's not proper, you know that you need to change this. Especially as we grow older, we kind of gain weight unnecessarily, or excess weight that we don't need, right? Or we even lose weight. Sometimes we may lose too much weight, of course. At times, this may be because the reason may be that we're stressed out, right? But then you still have to come to the underlining of things. Know why are you getting stressed out? So the gist of it is, make sure that you're assessing yourself. Look yourself in the mirror. Look at yourself, especially if or when you're someone, or especially rather if you're someone who's doing exercises. Now, you don't want to do exercises just for the sake of exercise. You have to assess yourself. Are you gaining muscles if you want to gain muscles? Are you losing weight if your goal is to lose weight? And that's why you should be assessing yourself. Assess and evaluate. This will also help you a lot, because you know, okay, after a certain period of time, I usually gain a certain amount of weight, right? After a certain period of time, I usually lose a certain amount of weight. Now, how do I gain it back, or how do I lose this weight? Then this way at least you have something or somewhere to start with, right? So it's very, very important to evaluate yourself. You can stress this more, because at times people who actually do things mindlessly, and they don't seem to be in line with themselves. Their body and mind are not in line. That's because, first of all, they don't work on themselves, right? And then they're not assessing anything about themselves. They don't want to assess themselves, and because also the tough thing is that when assessing yourself, you have to be critical of some things. You have to critique yourself. You have to be strictly. You have to be strict when evaluating yourself. So people mostly do not want to be criticized, right? And worse off, they don't want to criticize themselves, because when you're criticized, then that's constructively, right? Someone who's not a hater, but someone who's telling you the truth. When you're criticized within the truth, it hurts. Someone telling you, for example, you've gained weight, you're fat, you're too fat, and that you need to lose weight because you may have the chance of being obese. You may get triggered, right? Someone telling you that you're not okay because you're not usually present. You're not present in that moment. Someone is talking to you, you're always, your mind is always wandering about. You're not present. It means that you're not assessing yourself mentally, right? So you have to criticize yourself. You have to be a critic of yourself first. You can't escape that, whether you like it or not. It's just like an artist, right? A proper artist has to be able to critique his art, right? You have to be able to say, okay, this is a mistake. Otherwise, you run into thinking that everything is perfect. Perfectionism. You're perfect. No one is perfect, right? Same with us. We are not perfect. So criticizing ourselves is very important, because this will now help us get to the truth of things, and we're better able to evaluate and assess our behavior, our mental state, and our physical state. Right? So, to wrap up, periodically, right? Once a month, twice a month, quarterly, whatever, criticize yourself, evaluate yourself, assess yourself. Where are you? You know, I've never heard of a business, right, a big business, right, a very successful business that do not have quarterly reports or whatever period they use, because you have to assess where you are in your business, so that you know, it becomes easier to know what to change and what to do next. What's your next move? If businesses do not evaluate themselves periodically, maybe quarterly, it may be every 5 months, every 4 months, whatever, 2 months, it doesn't matter. The gist of it is that they have to evaluate themselves, that business. This will give them a clear picture of where they are at the moment in the business, competitive wise, how they can improve. And it's very important, because if you're not going to evaluate yourself, how do you improve? How will you know what to improve? You can't. You don't just go about doing business as usual, or that's what you're going to do if you're not able to evaluate your business. Same with us. If you're stuck, you have to learn how to criticize yourself, learn how to evaluate yourself, learn how to assess your situations and yourself, especially mentally, and basically mentally and physically are the basics. There's a whole lot of categories where you can evaluate yourself. Financially, right? Relationship wise, like, are you having the relationships that you want or you've always wanted, right? So all sort of things, your goals, evaluating your goals, right? How far have you gone with your goals? Like, are you reaching your goals? What do you have to do in order to reach your goals and make those goals work? So that's all about assessing yourself. I know it's a tough thing. I'm coming myself into it. It's tough. It doesn't come easy. It's not something that you just will come like within a month that you start evaluating yourself. No, it's a process, because first of all you need to know what to evaluate, how to evaluate yourself, and that's take some inner internal thoughts, to know exactly where you want to go. So once you're able to evaluate yourself, you know that, hey, listen, okay, my goals are this way, my goals are that, so let me evaluate this here, assess this, and then I can take it from there. But also, you can also get someone who can help, always, right? right? You can always get someone. I'm usually someone who likes to be much more self-sufficient and much more self-efficient. I like doing things on my own. Though it takes time, you have to learn how to do that. But also, once in a while, you get someone to help you. I do that, right? Hey, what do you think of this idea? Hey, someone, of course, who's much more smarter than you are in that area, especially, or someone who is more knowledgeable than you are, right? An elderly, big brother, whatever. It doesn't even have to be an elderly, just someone who is much more knowledgeable. Maybe even your younger brother, it doesn't matter, your younger cousin, it does not matter. As long as he has much more expertise than you. Evaluate yourself or get someone to do that for you, so that, of course, that person has to be trusted. You has to be a confidant of yours. So I'm going to stop there. Till next time, guys. Hope this video was helpful, and keep on grinding, keep on doing your thing. For all men out there, don't stop doing what's positive. Don't stop being positive, and keep on keeping on. Till next time, man. Peace.